Welcome back guys, it's your boy Manny from the Art of Finance, and in today's video we'll be going over my Vanguard, Trading 212 and my cryptocurrency portfolio. As you can see here in the pie chart, you can see the total amount of all my investments. So in total I've got nearly £17,000 invested, and this is how it is broken up into. So you can see that the majority of my money is into an index fund and an ETF, that being the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100. Then you can see that's leading into my Coca-Cola shares, and then leading on to my cryptocurrency, that mainly being Bitcoin and Etheruem. So I do also hold a little bit of precious metal, that being of gold as well, to keep me that much more diversified. So if we go ahead and take a look into my Vanguard account, you can see that I've currently contributed £7,400 into it, and it giving me a investment of 1,582 pence, and that has a rate of return of 32%, which is really good. So that gives me a grand total of £8,982. As you can see, throughout the 1 year that I have been investing throughout this account, you can see that it is growing over time, and as you can see, as it goes to January, a higher increase into it as I increased the amount that I was putting in for this year. So my goal was to put in a bit more money this year. Next year I'll try and top that up even more. So as a monthly contribution, I was putting in 300 in 2020, and my 2021 goal was to put in 600 every single month, and I'll be continuing that through and throughout. And hopefully in the next year, 2022, I'll be increasing it by another 300, which will be £900. So as you can see, if you wanted a breakdown of how each are performing, so you can see that the FTSE 100 accumulation, I've put in 3,500, and that has given me a unrealized gain of £523, giving that as a closing value of just over £4,000. The S&P 500 on the other hand, I've invested slightly more into it, 3,800, and the unrealized gains for that is £1,015, giving me a total of £4,818. So that is a quick breakdown. You can see that the majority of the profits, nearly actually doubling it, the FTSE 100 is the S&P 500, which has been much more beneficial to me. But regardless of the fact, for more diversification, I've invested into the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100 due to the locations. So I'll be exposed to all the top 500 companies in America and the top 100 companies within the UK. Moving on, you can see my total investments. So you can see that the majority, we've got my top investment of 3.6% into Apple, 3% into Microsoft, and so on and so forth. And if you actually have a look at the sector allocation, I think beforehand, the majority of the funds were within the IT sector, and I could actually see that it's moved heavily into industrial sector at the minute. So the IT side of things have actually gone down. So which is actually quite surprising. So you can see that there is definitely management behind the scenes when they are allocating your funds, which is quite interesting. And I'll be keeping a close eye on that, so I can see how that varies throughout the year and changes throughout course. Moving on to my Trading 212 account, you can see that I currently have a return of 4.86%, not the largest amount at all, but it's definitely up, which is great. So that is of £113, and I have currently invested £2,328, and I have a total of £2,442. So you can see I currently have two investments, that being Coca-Cola and the other one being GameStop. So GameStop was a little punt that I thought I'll put in after the whole buzz. Some cash left over into the account, so I thought I'll pot shot it in there. I've actually seen my GameStop shares go up to a profit of £75, and I'm just planning to sort of get rid of it. It was just definitely a punt, pure gamble, but I do definitely keep my solid money into my main shares, which is Coca-Cola. So you could also see that there was a dividend payment of £15.14, which will be getting reinvested back into Coca-Cola, bringing that snowball effect, growing and growing and growing. So if we move into Bitcoin, just a quick overview of seeing how the year has been changed. So we've seen some astronomical amounts, Bitcoin increasing in price, hitting a high of 44,000, £500, which is insane. So in dollars, I think that broke the record of $61,000, and it is predicting that by the end of the year we will be hitting 100k, which will be really insane, really good for the crypto scene space. And I have increased a lot of my funds into the cryptocurrency scene. So if you take a look at my portfolio, so currently this is my blockfolio, so it just helps you to keep track of the portfolio a bit more easier in one place, so you can see how much Bitcoin, Ethereum I've invested into Harmoney and Theta. So I also will be going into a more in-depth video of why I've chosen these. So I did one recently on Ethereum, and I had Bitcoin from a little while back, and you can see that my cryptocurrency page is actually doing quite well. So it's at £650, £55 profit, which is brilliant. A lot of that is coming from my Ethereum, and then following by my Bitcoin. I've also invested into Safemoon and Bogged Finance, so this was more of a punt, so you can see a lot less money has been put into it. So you can see currently I am at a loss of £129, but both of these are quite volatile and they do go up and down quite a bit. So I could be minus one day and the next day I could be in positive. So this is something I'll be holding for the long run, as it is as my investments, even though these ones are a bit more of a punt, but they are a lot more risky, so I invest a lot less money into them. So going forward, I also got a bit of money into gold as well. So I have a 20 grams bar, and I also have some gold jewelry made out of 22 carats gold. If you want a good video, I did make a video in the past about how to buy gold. You could go ahead and check that out. So you can see gold has currently declined quite heavily in the last couple of months, which is good to see, because I always wanted to pick a bit more gold up, which is always a good thing to do. You can never go wrong with buying gold to hedge your money against inflation, or even just hold it against throughout this pandemic. Moving on to silver. Silver is another key player, so we've been seeing the silver squeeze been going on about with the Reddit forums, so I'll also be making a dedicated video on that too. Not a bad shout to actually pick up silver at the minute, because there is a potential that it could possibly go higher. So if you haven't heard anything about the silver split, silver has been manipulated in terms of price. Currently you actually can't buy a lot of silver at the minute, as there's not a lot of silver to go about. So if you could get your hands on some silver, it's highly recommended. Well, as always do your research when investing your money. But like I said, in a later video I will be discussing that. So that has been my update for the month of April. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be having more content coming out soon. Please drop a like, comment and subscribe. If you have any questions, do let me know. I answer every single question, every single comment that comes onto the channel. Thank you very much for the love and support. This has been the Art of Finance. Peace.